Hello, my friends. Happy Tuesday. Tessa, it is wonderful to see you here. Yes, Brandy, there's Ziggy. He's so excited, can't you tell, for Tough Love Tuesday. I tell you guys, how often do I hear myself say, sorry? Now, you've all heard it. Canadians say sorry for everything. Not entirely true, but it's a stereotype. And we are more apologetic, I think, than a lot of other cultures, especially here on the East Coast. However, that aside, why? Why do we apologize for things that we shouldn't be apologizing for? Like the example that I used in the description. When somebody drops into your house unexpectedly and you apologize for the mess, why? They didn't apologize for dropping over unexpectedly. I am a horrible housekeeper. I am not afraid to admit it. I have the attitude of, you know what, the dirt will be there tomorrow. I am not about to apologize. I will say, don't mind the mess. You came over. I didn't ask you to. I'm not cleaning. Dirt don't hurt. Exactly, Brandy. But, why do we apologize? I think a lot of it has to do with, for those of us who are female presenting, we are brought up apologizing for everything, for our very existence a lot of the time. And I'm seeing a huge movement among like the women my age, the Gen X women. Like, we are done. We are so done apologizing. We're done apologizing for things that have nothing to do with us and things that do have something to do with us. We're done apologizing for living our lives the way that we want to. Apologize for the apology that I just apologized for. So sorry, right? This is I'm telling you, it's crazy how I have a friend who is a very apologetic person, and I said to them, "Don't apologize." And what was their response? "Sorry." Right? We are so trained to apologize for things. You have nothing to be sorry for. Nothing to be sorry for. It's one thing if you hurt someone, you hurt their feelings, you do something that maybe you didn't mean to do, or maybe you did mean to do it, and you feel bad and you want to apologize. That is an entirely different thing. And yes, you should absolutely apologize for stuff like that. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about handing out apologies like they were candy and it's Halloween, because it puts us into this almost submissive role to the person that we're apologizing to. We should be more like Ziggy. He doesn't apologize. No. Ziggy does not apologize. Cats don't apologize. They know that they are the rulers of the earth, and they don't apologize for it. So we should be more like cats. But what I'm saying is that stop putting yourself down by apologizing for these things, because that's what you're doing. If you're not at fault, if you didn't make a mistake that needs apologizing for because somebody got hurt emotionally, physically, however, because of your mistake, stop apologizing for it. If you make a mistake that, as a human being, we all make mistakes. And if you've made a mistake, maybe you don't need to apologize for it. Maybe what you should be doing instead is saying, okay, I made that mistake. Now I need the information to keep me from making it again. Let's take your day job, for example. If you make a mistake at your day job for something you didn't receive the training for, you should not be apologizing. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because you are not subject to your boss. Just because they make more money and they have the title and everything else does not make them better than you. Does not mean that you have to grovel and, try to redeem yourself unless it's like a huge, big mistake. But then if you weren't trained, how are you supposed to know? This is a huge problem I find as somebody who did a lot of retail management in the past. I would hear from my employees a lot about how I wasn't like other managers because I didn't blame them for things that weren't their fault. I love that, Kate. Don't apologize for being you. Says the person that just apologized, right? Did I not apologize to you and Brandy this morning for not being my normal chatty self in the morning because I was working? You see what I mean? Like, I was working. I was trying to get something done before Tough Love Tuesday so that I could get it off of my plate and have that relief of this book doesn't come out until like November, but it's off my plate now. And the relief that I felt. But then I went and I apologized to my friends who know me and love me and do not expect an apology for not being my normal chatty self in the morning. Because it's so ingrained. This is going to be super hard for all of us. I'm finding that Tough Love Tuesdays are starting to take the place of Mel's Challenge because I keep challenging you guys to, change this behavior. So this is, I know you guys told me there are no sorries for being focused, and I love you both for it, but I should not have apologized for that. I should have just said, hey, I'm working, let you know so you don't worry, but not apologizing. But this is a really hard thing for us to do. And I think for a lot of us, especially those of us who are Gen X, we're brought up to be sorry for everything. Everything. You made a mess. I'm sorry. You're a child. Children are supposed to make a mess. It's in their job description. You screwed up and failed a test at school. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry constantly. I'm going to challenge you guys to flip the script on this one. If you have a really hard time not apologizing because you feel the guilt, which you probably shouldn't feel because you know what? That was trained into you as well. We'll talk about that another day, but change the wording. Like, for instance, when people drop in on me, don't mind the mess. Because you better not mind it because I didn't invite you over. Don't mind the mess. You still acknowledge that need that you have, which is like coded into your DNA. But at the same time, you're not apologizing, right? I'm not apologizing for the fact that I am so flipping busy that there's a hairball right here in this corner, the size of his head. It's his hair, some of mine, mostly his. I haven't swept my bedroom in 3 weeks. Haven't had time. I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm busy. I'm super busy. Not going to apologize. It's a hairball. It'll still be there when I go to vacuum day after tomorrow, when it's on my schedule to do the vacuuming. But Ziggy, clean up after yourself, right? But this is, and this, let's address this. Have you inconvenienced them? And so what if you've inconvenienced them? If you're having a conversation with somebody and you don't respond quickly enough, you have a life. And this is where things like instant messenger and texting and stuff have made this problem so bad for us. Texting and instant messenger, I find them to be, at times, invasive. I mean, not with there's certain people that I absolutely do not feel this way about because they know that I'm busy and, they're just like, "Oh, you know, I got this thought in my head. Let me text it to you and then you'll get back to me when you can." But there is that whole expectation of always being available. And we're not. We're not. We have jobs and lives and kids and books to write and cats to clean up after and parents to take care of and groceries to get, meals to make, and we're not always available. Instant messenger, right? And then then we feel guilty and we apologize for it. That kind of thinking is so detrimental to our mental health. When we don't answer that person right away, we feel guilty. For instance, I speak to my client, the Windstorm. I speak to the CEO there. We use Skype. And I know bloody well that when I Skype him, I'm probably not going to get an answer back for anywhere between 10 minutes and 2 hours. He might be walking the dog in the middle of the day. He might be, well, I would know if he was in a meeting, but he might be on the phone. He might be making lunch for his wife. He might be making himself a cup of tea. He's not instantly available to me, even though I have an instant messenger for him on my computer. He doesn't feel guilty about it. He doesn't apologize. First of all, he's a man, and men aren't trained to apologize for inconveniencing other people. This is the whole thing. We are trained to feel like we are inconveniencing people when we do things that have nothing to do with them, right? It's such a tangled ball of yarn, this whole thing about inconveniencing people. And I apologized to the door the other day when I bumped into it, right? Because my brain, I wasn't thinking, I didn't see it. I bumped into it. Oh, sorry. And then I realized I just spoke to an inanimate object. That's okay. I'll get on with the rest of my day. We're adults doing adult things, which doesn't include the responsibility to answer right away. This is it, Kay. But the thing is that people have that expectation of us. So I think it is time that we disabuse them of that notion that we are always available, that we will drop what we are doing and accommodate them. Because that's what it's about. It's drop what you're doing and accommodate me. Or you will, as Brandy said, inconvenience me. Too bad. Too bad. This is about taking our power back, right? This is it. This is for us here. It's excuse me. It's always excuse me when you pass somebody, even if you're not close to them because you're stepping in front of them. It's excuse me. But that's polite. That is polite because it's polite to excuse yourself, but it's not polite to apologize to people all the time. Just because you've given them a slight inconvenience. You know what? Life is inconvenient. That's going to be my word of the day. Inconvenient. We need to stop having guilt over inconveniencing people. They can get over it. If somebody is looking for information from you and you are not available to drop what you are doing, then they can go find it somewhere else. Or they can wait for you. It's just a slight inconvenience. Why are we so worried? I think it comes back to the people pleasing. I really, really do. I think that a lot of these habits that we have are all looped back to people pleasing, right? Brandy feels her butt getting warm. You should. You should. Y'all should. I do. Because you know what? Don't wait until you turn 50 to have that I don't give a crap, switch flicked. I mean, seriously, start now. I don't care how old you are. If you are out there apologizing for crap you didn't do, me trying not to swear here, stop. Just stop. It's going to be uncomfortable. But you know what? Guilt is uncomfortable. Putting yourself after everybody else's convenience is uncomfortable. It's time to be uncomfortable with being uncomfortable, or being comfortable with being uncomfortable. I can't even talk today. Friends, not fiends. I love that. I love that. See, this is it. If it's super flipping important, you know somebody's going to pick up the phone and call you, right? Right? See, there's a difference between the give a damn meter and the I don't give a damn meter. We need to toss the give a damn meter out the window because it doesn't serve anybody but the people who are looking to take advantage of it. Right? The people who are looking to take advantage of it. And those people never have our best interests at heart. Right? Never. It's time for you to start putting your own convenience ahead of theirs. If it's an emergency, they're going to pick up the phone and call you. They're going to pick up the phone and call you. Time to stop. Time to stop, you guys. I would love to have you come back and put down in the comments a time when you stopped yourself from apologizing or corrected yourself. So here's one for you. Gee, I'm sorry that I insert whatever, realizing you just apologized for it and going, you know what? I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I don't know why I said that. Be honest with your feelings. Or, somebody comes, aboard you and says, I need you to do the thing. I'll get to it when I have a moment. I'll do it when I can. Because I'm not dropping everything because you're inconvenienced. Stop apologizing for being human. Stop apologizing for everything. If somebody comes to you and they don't have information or they don't have the thing or they need the thing done, they're inconveniencing you because chances are they could go find the information or do the thing themselves, but it's just easier for them to come to you because you'll always do it and apologize for not doing it quick enough. Time to put yourselves first. Put yourselves first and come back and let me know how you did, because this is a hard one, y'all. This is a hard one, but you can do it. I know you can. And I will see you guys next Tuesday. Okay. Take care of yourselves. Love you to bits.